Hi everyone, this is Herman. If you haven't seen my videos, this is a channel where I share information about how blockchain technology is used for enterprise. And today I want to discuss what tokens are on a blockchain and how tokens could be created and used. My intention is to tie this back to a use case in an enterprise environment, but it might be a little too long, so I'd like to make this a mini series. So today I would like to start with covering the technical side of the tokens, discuss ERC-20 versus ERC-721, which are actually NFTs, and then go through a brief demo. So let's jump right into it. When I said tokens, some of us instantaneously think of NFTs and those like Bored Apes or CryptoPunks. They have been in the headlines for most of the major news outlets, and everyone was just fascinated by how much those digital arts could be sold for. Well, I was one of them. But in this video, I'm not discussing NFT pricing. There are other more qualified NFT artists or traders who could shed some lights on that. And if you want to share your thoughts, please comment below. Okay, I digressed. So what are tokens technically? They are, in simple terms, an object, we call it token, created or minted by a smart contract on a blockchain. So in previous videos, we discussed blockchain being a distributed ledger. But since Ethereum, the blockchain network also has a programming capability, which is a big leap from the Bitcoin network. A smart contract is understood by the EVM and can be deployed on the chain. It is first built by Ethereum, but now it's not exclusive to this blockchain. Avalanche, Cardano, Polygon, or some popular EVM-compatible public blockchains. After the blockchain is deployed, or the smart contract is deployed, it is usually being called by a Web3 dev site, or you can connect directly with it using a crypto wallet such as MetaMask to call or execute the smart contract. And the function of the smart contract is to mint tokens, right? And if those are fungible tokens, meaning they're identical, they're swappable, we're usually talking about the ERC-20 standard. And for NFTs, they're mostly of the ERC-721 standard. There are more standards out there. This is something that I might later do a video on, but those two are the most, popular, common ones out there. So for the differences, the major exchange for ERC-20 are DAX, like Uniswap or SushiSwap. We already talked about they being identical and swappable. Think of them as like a dollar bill, one for one. There might be the difference of the serial number, but you really don't care. They are, interswappable. When we are using DEX to do buying and selling of tokens or, exchanging it, we need to be careful about the contract address. Public blockchains are permissionless, so anyone can create a token of the same name and potentially trick somebody into exchanging the tokens or their own tokens, which are dummies. And to verify that, the easiest way is to check the token contract address on like CoinMarketCap and make sure the ones that you're exchanging has the transaction volume to show that it's legit. Or you can get the correct address from the issuer's site to confirm. In today's walkthrough later, I'm going to show how easy it is to create an ERC-20 token. For ERC-721, the NFTs, on the other hand, are unique and could carry all the different attributes the creator wants. If you go to OpenSea.io site and browse through some of the NFTs, you can see each one being different. And I keep using OpenSea or digital images as examples because it's very illustrative and everyone probably has some awareness of it. However, NFTs are more than just digital arts. There are music NFTs, and the first tweet was being made as an NFT. digital real estate in Decentraland or virtual weapons in the game. The sky really is the limit when it comes to the possible purposes of NFTs. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I said ERC many times in the video, and it stands for Ethereum Request for Comment. These are documents usually proposed by developers, and they're submitted to the Ethereum community to share the technical characteristic of their ideas. Once accepted by the community, they became standard protocols called EIP, which stands for Ethereum Improvement Protocol. So let's head over to mint some tokens. So the first step is to go to a site called remix.ethereum.org, and it will load up an online IDE, which is an integrated development environment. And when it loads up, you will see this contracts folder, being built there already, and it comes with 3 different Solidity files. Solidity is the language to code smart contracts on Ethereum. And so in this case, I can just right click on this and do a new file, and I'll call this Herman token, and it will create a new file here. Next, I want to talk about this company called Open Zeppelin. This company does security audits for blockchain projects, and also it publishes contracts that for people to reuse. It is already tested, and it follows the standard. And in order to see those contracts, you can go to GitHub, go to Open Zeppelin. You can see all these contracts that they have published, and you can go to contracts and token. What we are working on today is just an ERC-20 tokens. You head over there, click on ERC-20, and you can copy this link right here. And what we're going to do is to import this into our own token. So like this, and before the import statement, we also want to specify the license for this code that we are putting together, and you can basically copy this as well, which means we are letting everybody use it. So this is just a comment line, and you do have to specify which version of the compiler to use, and we're using anything above 0.8, and I think we can use this line as well. And again, you can do so much with this contract, but then we're just doing a very simple demo here to show how easy it is to deploy an ERC-20 contract. So you would say contract, and we'll call this Herman token. We are inheriting from that ERC-20 contract, so we'll do ERC-20, and if you want to look at the code, you can go down in here and you can see this is the ERC-20 contract, and you are inheriting from it. And when you are constructing this, you have to give it a name, and then you have to give it a symbol. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to call it Herman's token, and the symbol of this token could be HTN, and that's a very simple ERC-20 contract. Now, if you deploy this, you already have deployed like an ERC-20 token on the blockchain. So because you have inherited from the ERC-20 standard, so token is nothing really complicated. It could be as simple as this. But what if you want to have more functions to it? You can start writing custom functions under this. So for example, I can create a custom function that let people mint 10 tokens at the same time. So what I would do is I go do function, and let's say I want to do mint 10 HTN, and then I just specify it as a public so anybody can use this function. And I would say mint, and I'm using the mint function that is from the open sapling contract. So if you go down and go to the mint function, you would see that in order to call this function, I have to give two parameters. One is the address, and then the other one is the amount of how many we are minting for this function. So we go back, I would put message.sender, which means whoever calls this function will get those tokens. And I'm minting 10. Solidity doesn't support decimal places. Instead, it would use a really small number by default to kind of take care of the decimal places situation. So in this case, what we need to do in order to say 10, we have to multiply it by 10th to the 18th power. So it would be like this. And in order to have a clearer picture, you can use the site called ETH converter, and it would convert the unit of measure. Like if it is 10, Solidity always use way, and it would actually be that many zeros that you need to put in your code, or you can use it like this. Let's make sure we can compile it, and you see the green check mark here. It compiles, and now we can deploy it to the blockchain. So we can come here, and in this case, you can choose MetaMask, and my MetaMask is connected to the Goerli, which is the testnet for Ethereum, and you can hit deploy. And this is the gas amount that I was talking about earlier. Whenever you're using the blockchain, the ETH is the digital currency for that blockchain, and you're writing a transaction to this blockchain network, right? So it would, use some of the money, so to speak, on the blockchain itself. So in this case, it's 0.00305 Goerli ETH that we need to spend. And just wait for a second, and then I see that is written successfully to the blockchain, and you can always go to Etherscan to look at your transaction. So jumping back to here, now that your ERC-20 token has been deployed, you can call this. So let's go down here, and right now you just deploy this contract, you shouldn't have any tokens yet. So if you click on this, oh, you have to put in your address. So let me pull it up. And this is my address. Put it here. And click on this. I have 0. And now if I call this mint 10 HTN, it would ask me to approve of this transaction, and you'll be using this much gas. And notice that this time the gas that you use is lower than last time, because last time when you're pushing a contract to the blockchain, you're occupying more space in the network, right? Because it's all the construct of the contract, so it takes more space, you use more gas. And in this case, I'm just minting this, so it's using less gas. So you say yes, and now it's approved, it's done. So if I click on this again, you would see this number becomes 10 and then 18 zeros. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you got something out of my video. And in the next one, I'm going to talk about a business case, and looking forward to seeing you in the next one as well. Thanks.